Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Julie Torrance. I'm so glad you are here. So today I'm going to work on making some gang tags, and they're a lot of fun. And if you don't know what they are, well, just keep watching. So I'm starting out with my Amazon Basics watercolor paper. It's called a book. I don't know why. It's a tablet. This is 11 by 14. Right now on Amazon, it's going for $14 and some change for 30 sheets. And I think it's a good paper. I do have a review. You can look for it. I am not an Amazon affiliate or anything like that. I'm just getting started. But it's a good paper for under $15 at this size. Good weight. I like this paper. So I already pulled a sheet out. I've got my paper trimmer. I've got a ruler and a pencil. I've got some brushes, and I've got what I call my fun watercolors. These are my Jane Davenport Brights. This they don't make anymore, but I think if you look, you'll find something similar. This was made by Paper Fashion. You might still find it on Etsy or things like eBay. But it's got metallics, and then it's got these other, and I forget what this is called, but they're like an Aurora Borealis. So the different way you tip it, sometimes it looks like pinkish, sometimes it looks like bluish, but they just have a shimmer, a lot of fun. So we're gonna have some fun, I hope. I plan to have fun. Okay, so this paper, I'm going to cut it in half this way. So this is 11, and I've already marked it at the 5.5, and I'm just going to join these up. Now I do have, I've got one of these, but I don't know how to keep it in frame. So we're going to go with a regular old household ruler. Why not? And just join these lines up because I do want to cut this in half. And you know, I'm one that always say it doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to be folding these accordion style. So we want them fairly straight and fairly accurate. But if they're not, we're just going to trim them. So let's not get too worked up about it. All right, so I'm going to cut this because this paper does not fit in my trimmer this way. And I don't have a great big guillotine. I call those choppers. Don't own one, don't have room for one. Would love one, but I guess I could just keep it on my dining room table 24/7. Wouldn't that be nice? You know what? If I had one, I would do it. I just haven't gone out to buy one because of that. All right, so now I've got my 2 sheets, 5.5 by 14. So now we're going to work on one, and if we have time to work on the other, that will be great. Another thing I don't have, and you know me, I don't run out and buy everything, is I don't have a scoring board. Again, if I had one, I would use it. I would love it. I don't have one. Storage is a thing for me. So what I'm going to do, this is 14. So I know that half is 7. So we're going to go to 7. And then what I do is this has a groove in it. So I just take my bone folder and I go gently, and just score this. Whoops, it's a little too gentle. Just score it, and there, okay? Now I'm gonna turn it over because again, I want an accordion fold. So half of 7 is 3.5. So I'm going to move this over to, and it is very easy to get 3.5 wrong on this because you see it 3 then drops off, 4 isn't even mentioned, and then here's 5. So it's always a bit of a guessing game. 3.25, right? So a half I think is here. It looks right. Okay, so 3.5. And I'm just being gentle. And again, now I'm keeping the grooves going the same way. 3.5. Okay. Done with that. So it's scored. And if you don't have a trimmer like that, you can always just use a ruler and a bone folder. That works good to make your scoring. I mean, there's always a way. There's always a way. Leave it in the comments to me if you're having troubles like that, and then I can help you come up with some alternate solutions. Okay, so with my gang tag, what I want to make, and I'm just looking, do they look like they're 3.5? They do. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to do a watercolor design, very free-flowing, very fanciful. And I'm just going to attach this straight down to my board. So I've got some washi tape here, and I like the grid. I bought this, and I think I got 27 rolls. It came in a box. They're all different colors, but they're all grid. It is not a high quality, and it's certainly not fancy, but you can put it on a project like this, and you can line it up to be straight. I'm sorry my head's in the way, but I really want to get this straight. You can put this on and then repeat. Do you know what I mean around? Okay, so I need this. Maybe I would be better off, I think I would, to do the middle first instead of trying to line that up. So let's try the middle first. So I'm looking at where is the score line and where about is the middle. And I think I got it. Okay. Now let's see. What have we got here? The middle. And I've used this washi tape when I've wanted to have like the watercolor not soak in, and it's done a pretty good job of it for me. But I've never used it on this paper, so we're just going to have to be gentle in tearing it off and just see how it operates. I really haven't had a big difference between cellulose paper and cotton paper when it comes to washi tape. It seems to depend more on the tape than it does on the paper itself. Whether it's going to pull or stick, whether it's going to honestly keep the paint from seeping under. It's just, there's no exact science to this. But I just found that this works best for me. Now that, yeah. At first I thought that I only got it on the paper and not on the table, but that's not true. So how are you? Last night we had a significant amount of rain. Thunderstorm, but not a storm. Thunder showers, I guess you could say. They predicted that we could have storms. We had those severe thunderstorm watches, but I think they either went north or south of me. They didn't seem to hang out here where I live, which is fine with me because, to tell you the truth, I'm not so much worried that this building's going to come down. I believe that where I'm living was built back in the 70s, and I think it would have blown over already if it was going to blow over. But I mean, I do take the storm warnings seriously. But all of the plants, we had rain last week, all of the plants are just coming up and they're just looking beautiful. And I would hate to see these tender new growths just get all knocked down by a big rain, wouldn't you? Okay, so I am going to activate both of these, and I'm not sure if you can see them. I'm going to try to arrange it so you can see them. Maybe like this, I don't know. We'll do our best. Okay, so I want to wet this, but I don't want to make it soggy. And this may want to warp and bubble and buckle a little bit. And we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to let it do its thing. So I'm going to go ahead and just give it a mist. And I'm going to work on all four at once. Now, this is not sodden. There's going to be some spots that have the water, some places that don't. And then I'm just going to go in And I'm going to start with yellow. And I'm just going to add some splatters. That's why I'm just leaving it right on my board. They're watercolors, and even if they were acrylic, this table can take it. But, you know, you don't need to be unnecessarily crazy. Just a little bit crazy. Okay, now like I said, I want to make just some fanciful, sort of imaginary flowers all over, and green leaves and just all that. So I think I'm going to start out with this yellow-green color, and I don't have the names of these colors, and Jane has color names that are a lot of fun, but they don't really relate to like the pigments or whatever. You know, it's not phthalo blue. But I'm just going to add a few leaves, because sometimes the leaves all end up being just so lost. So I'm just giving it a couple of leaves in each little area here. And there'll be more leaves, but I just want just a couple that are gonna not be all undercover. One more or two more. And as I said, we're going to be having more, so I'm not worrying about, you know, odd number, even number, all that kind of stuff. Now I'm just going to go into the next green, which is kind of a blue-green, and I'm just going to put some on one side just to give it a little dimension. More paint. And there. Okay. Now let's get some color going. I've got a 1/2 inch Grumbacher, and this is, it's kind of like a shader. It's not a square brush. This is a rectangle. They call it, I don't know, that's it, stroke. It's golden edge. That's the type of bristles. I don't know what it is. It's a rectangle brush. Use what you have. I'm going to start with, okay, let's get, so I want you to be able to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into this pink. Did I activate these? It doesn't look like it. Let's activate these, because especially those metallics and shimmers, they need time to activate. Okay, so I'm going to go into this pink with one side of my brush. And then I'm going to go into the pink that's next to it, which is kind of a magenta, with the other side of my brush. And then I'm just going to make a couple of circles. Yeah, like that. Good. Take the pink side, give it a fill in. That's pretty, okay? So I'm doing the same thing. The pink on one side, the magenta on the other. I might have screwed it up, I'm not sure. Doesn't matter. There. Pink on one side, magenta on the other. Maybe I'll put this one kind of going off the edge. Needs a little water, huh? It's okay. Pink on one side, magenta on the other. And there. Okay. I'm getting some just pink. Oh, this one's darker than that. It doesn't matter. Don't worry. It's okay. All right, let's get some pink and magenta again. It's kind of blending up. I'm just going to rinse my brush. And then pink on one side, magenta on the other. That one, the magenta's on the inside. Okay? And pink on one side, magenta on the other. Okay. Good start. Great start. Okay, switching to my round brush, and I'm going to grab some purple, but I'm going to put it in this little tray here. And yeah, there's some other colors mixed in there. That's fine, because I want this a little bit waterier. And I'm just going to make lines in a starbursty kind of a pattern. So I'll show you what I mean. Like that. Good. 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 I don't want them to look like too geometric. Hope you can see. I'm going to check. Yeah, you can see. Good. Okay, now I'm going to rinse my brush, dry my brush, and this time I'm going into a deeper purple. See? This is deeper. And I'm going to do the same thing but littler. And I'm just kind of using the tip of my brush. Are these reading flowers to you? They are to me. Just something kind of fun. You know, it looks kind of retro to me. I didn't have that specifically in mind, but I think it's fun. I'm grabbing the pink, and I'm grabbing another brush, and I'm going for it. Just some pink splatters, just like that. Fun. Okay, now I'm going to grab this light blue. Still have the round brush. I think this is called something like 70s eyeshadow. I do remember it's more of a opaque rather than a transparent color, but it's fun. And I'm just gonna give it some kind of daisy-like leaves, like that. You can do this. I know you can. I just know you can. And I'm going to leave that one kind of like we're seeing it from a side view instead of a front-on view. Let's put another one of those right here. Like that. I've kind of lost the daisy shape, haven't I? Let's bring that back. Yeah, I like that better. Good. Fun. Very fun. I'm going to do this one going off the page. That always kind of suggests some movement. Some people say don't do that because it makes people's eyes go off the page. It doesn't for me, but I understand what they're saying. You know, go with your gut. Do what you think is best. There's no hard, fast rule. You just do you, do you. That's what I do. Okay, I'm liking this. What are you thinking? Like it? Okay. I don't think a few more flowers are going to hurt. We got to think about what kind of flowers. Let's mix up a color. I'm going to mix up this yellow right here. Want some more. And I'm going to mix it with that pink, and that should give me kind of a decent orange. Yep. Okay. And I'm just going to do dots. like that. Going off the page. Warning, warning. Okay. I can hear my coffee pot ticking away, telling me that it's keeping my coffee warm. I am a coffee drinker. Okay. We'll put a big round one right here. Good. All right. Rinsing my brush. I'm going to stick with this round brush. I'm going to grab in this shimmery paint thing. I'm going to grab some of this yellow. Now, you may not see a whole lot, this kind of pearlized yellow, but it will show up to whoever's holding on to the card as a nice surprise. And I'm just going to put some in the middle of these round flowers. And as I say, you may not see much, but before this is over, I'll try to show you what it looks like. And there we go with that. I like it. Okay. And now I'm going to go into, now this gold is more almost a glittery gold, and this gold is more of a fine gold. I'm going right in here to the glitter. I want some glittery gold with this big old round brush. And we're going to give this some final splatters. What do you say? I think these are just so bright and fun. Okay. Very fine. It's coming out a very fine mist. That's okay. I'm giving it the all over. I love these colors. I love these fantasy flowers. I'm glad I stuck a couple of leaves here and there because I sure haven't added any more, but I still could add them. You just kind of have to go with it. You know, you just can't always have a prescribed plan. Just have fun. Still tapping away here. I'm adding a little more water. These shimmery paints, and I've used multiple brands. They all take, in my opinion, more water than regular watercolors of any kind. But it's worth it. Definitely worth it. Okay. I hope those splatters are showing up because they are fine. But they're adding a lot of fun. Do I think I have enough? Oh, I think so. I can always add more. Okay, so I'm going to take a little piece of paper towel and I'm going to pick up the paint that I can see that is bubbled up on the tape. Now I'm going to hit this with my heat gun because I want to keep going. If I was not doing a video, I'd walk away, empty the dishwasher or something, and just let them naturally dry. But these watercolors, in my experience, has been, they don't shift a whole lot. And any movement like blending, and that's happened already. So grabbing the heat gun, and I will see you at the other side of this. Okay, looking good. It's all dry. And now I'm going to start, yep, all dry. I'm going to start doing some doodling. And that is what it is. This is not drawing. Do not say, oh, I can't do this. I can't draw florals. I'm not drawing florals. I am doodling. So I've got a variety of little Sharpies here. I've got this is a Staedtler, really fine. And I'm just going to grab one and start working. And I'm going to work over here and then just mosey on over to the other side. And I think I'm going to start right away with this leaf. And I am not going for trying to make it like a perfect outline like a coloring book. No, no, no. I'm just going for fun. Like this. There. And this one. And I am just going with my gut feelings. I don't have anything in mind. I've never made flowers exactly like this before, and I will never make flowers exactly like this again. And that's the beauty of it. That's pretty. Yep. So as I draw away, if you would please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. That orange is still wet. It helps me so much. I'm going to give this orange a blot. And if that orange is still wet, there's a good chance some of these others are wet. So we'll just blot them all. Okay. So I'm just going to leave the orange alone for right now. I can always come back to it. And then this guy, kind of a feature flower, huh? So like, subscribe, and that lets YouTube know that I do have people that are interested in what I do, and it helps to promote my videos so that more people are given the option to take a look. They, put them up in their feed. So please, it would be a great help to me if you would consider doing that. I have a goal of 100 subscribers, and when I hit that, I'm going to have a giveaway. And so if you're interested in a giveaway, you really want to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get notified when I put a video up, and then you'll know when that happens, when I'm going to have my giveaway. Because I'd sure love it if you were a part of it. How do you like that? I'm liking it really good. I think it looks fine. I'm going to do this guy. YouTube has a lot of artists that are doing what I do or similar. And I am so grateful for the choice. I'm so grateful that YouTube has this platform for us. When I think about when I went to art school and when I was just starting a family, we really didn't have this option. We did have PBS that would have, the ever famous Bob Ross, and before him, William Alexander, but we didn't have. If you wanted to just maybe learn how to refinish furniture or whatever it is you enjoy doing, changing the oil in your car, whatever. You went to the library, which is still a great option. But to be able to just tune in and watch a video the way we can, it's almost magical to me. And I was teaching, before I started a YouTube channel, I was teaching classes out of my home. But I can't do that. Well, I mean, maybe now I could go back to that, but I don't have the same home. I've moved since then, so I don't have that same art space that I had. Could I still do classes? I could. I think I would only want adults because I wouldn't be in a place that is totally washable. So, but even adults can be challenging when it comes to making messes, but that's okay. So yeah, I am grateful that YouTube has given us the opportunity as creators and the opportunity as those who are interested in learning. There we go. We're getting there, huh? I think it's looking great. Good. Good. I know you can do this. Don't be intimidated. Okay, this guy, what's it going to be? I think I'm going to do what I call a chrysanthemum, but I mean, that's kind of stretching it, I realize. Just kind of like a marigold. Just petal, 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 petal. Almost like a pom-pom. Can I do this one? Yeah. Just looping it all around. Yeah. I'm really liking these. I think they're coming out good. All right. So what's on your art table? Or what are you doing in your art journal? What's going on in your world of art? I am interested. Maybe you're on holiday because this is a time of year, at least on my side of the equator, that a lot of people are going on their summer holidays. I doubt that I'm going to be doing anything like that because I really don't intend to take a solid week off at any point. But one never knows. These little flowers that I'm working on now, probably some of my favorites in this batch. When you go on your little summer vacations, or maybe they're big summer, maybe you're going on a cruise, do you take an art journal, or do you take a, you know, like a sketch pad, maybe some markers, maybe just a pencil and some paper, and do a little bit of art? I hope you do. I hope you do. Okay. And now we've got our little chrysanthemums, or marigolds, or whatever you want to call them. Too roundy for carnations. They're kind of raggedy on their petals, but they're beautiful. I love carnations. I do. You don't see carnations in little bouquets anymore like you used to. And I always thought that a carnation boutonniere with some baby's breath around it was always a lot cooler than a rose. But, you know, I like that punch. I thought that looked like you gave your date a beautiful, oh, like a fireworks for his tuxedo. It's been 20 years, oh my, more than that, 40 years since I stood beside anyone in a tuxedo or went anywhere that people were wearing tuxedo, and I'm not including waiters and maitre d's. Okay, I'm just looking back to see if I missed any, but so far, I think I'm doing okay. And you can see I am not spending hours on this. I'm not laboring and toiling. I'm just going one right after the other and enjoying the process. And I'm so glad that you're here to keep me company. That makes the joy twice as sweet. It really does. I'm leaning over. It's fun to work on something this wide. So what am I going to use this for? Well, this can be a wonderful addition to a junk journal when you're making all those tuck spots and envelopes and you want to poke a little surprise in. But it can also be that when you're doing like a gift tag or even a gift card. It can be fun to have something like this in there. And you've got a lot of room to write a sentiment. You can just do this and write someone, well, now we're going back, huh? A handwritten letter. But you know, like thank you cards or whatever you want to do. A random act of kindness. Why not? Have we gotten away from those? I don't think so. I don't think we've gotten away from that at all. Looks good. Getting near the end. Couple more. I'm sorry if my hand's in the way, and it very well may be because of the angle of this. But it won't take long. One more. Okay, did I miss anybody? I don't think so. Okay, now let's pull the tape. And hopefully, so far no sticking. That's wonderful. Sticking to my table. I had a tiny bit of sticking, so little that I just don't think anyone's going to notice that. Let's see about this way now. Like I said, it's sticking more to my table. And I don't want to crimple up the edge while I'm digging at this tape. Now I am going slow, keeping my eye on it. Again, just a tiny little bit of paper is coming up, just so tiny. I really don't think it's going to be a matter at all. Whoop, little bit more there, but it's fine. Oh, okay, see that? So I want to try to stop it. Okay. It's still not like repairable, that I would need to figure out a way to hide it or fix it. No, it's fine. It's fine. Now this is sticking. This has some significant sticking going on. Let me try this side. Sometimes if you just start at the other end, not sticking at all, you'll be okay. Little sticking, but very little. There. It'll be fine. That will be fine. Are you liking it? Does it look fun? I hope so. I don't know why on the top it's wanting to stick. Something I did. Okay. Not on the bottom. Oh, yes, a little bit on the bottom. Okay. When it wants to stick a lot, I'm going to let this go. So far, it's okay. Ooh. Yeah, okay, so here's what you do. Grab your heat gun. And just start working it. Now that it's already started, it may want to continue to rip, even though I'm heating it. Let's try heating it this way. Okay, a lot less. There we go. There we go. Okay, I can fix that. That'll be all right. As a matter of fact, what I'll probably do is just tear them off and just leave it like that. That's okay. It's handmade. If you want something that's all perfect, made in China, 1,000 of them in a minute, then you can do that. But this is homemade, handmade. So sometimes you have this. We're going with the heat gun again. There we go. And there. Okay. Well done. Now, we're going to fold these into little tags. Well, a gang tag is what I call it. So I'll show you what I mean. And then if any of these are just kind of sticking up and weird, I can even just take like my glue stick and just give it a touch and then just press it down so that there's not little bits hanging straight up in the air. And just do like that. Okay, now this is going in, so that means I fold it out this way. But I want it really the other way, so I'm going to go ahead and fold it this way, but at least I got it started that way. And now I'm going to fold this one like this, and fold this one like this. And this is our gang tag. So see, isn't that fun? Isn't that pretty? And I realize it's not the best angle for you, but you know, it can be sitting like this. But, you know, to tuck this into a card or into a pocket in your junk journal, isn't that fun? And yes, I'm calling it a tag, and no, I'm not going to cut the corners off, but you sure could. I wonder, I kind of like this one square, but I'm tempted to round the corners. You know, this is awfully thick when it's folded. I would have to use my larger punch. I'm going to skip it this time. Oh, but I'm so tempted. You know what? I'm going to leave this one, but if I do another one, I'll show you in another video. How's that work? Okay? Let's sign this wonderful little piece of joy. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Thank you so much. Bye.